Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your reading for the week of September 12th. We're just going to jump right in here, Pisces. And in your first row, we are just going to take a look at your general energies for the week here. In your next row, we're going to look at anything unexpected that could be coming in for you. You have this baby card, so I hope that you better be careful out there, Pisces, if you're not wanting to have any babies. But, that could, of course, be anything else. Next, we're going to look at the good stuff that could be coming in for you this week. And again, it doesn't matter if there are positive or negative cards that show up in this row. It's going to be positive no matter what, because that's the whole point of the row. And in your last row, we're going to look at any messages from your guides. And that'll be that, Pisces. Well, actually, we're going to also pull 5 yes or no question cards at the end, and that'll be that. So in your first row here for your current general energies, you have this air card. It says, seek a union of mind and spirit. I mean, I feel like that's just good advice for Pisces in general, mixing together kind of like your thoughts and maybe your intuitive ideas with the real world, bringing them from the air down to earth. To me, that is what Neptune and Pisces is all about. For us Pisces, we also have Jupiter will be retrograding back into Pisces. Then it's going to be going into Aries. It's like literally going from the dream world to action. So you're going to be putting a lot of your dreams, a lot of your ideas into action, not only this year, probably. I feel like some of you will be working on things right now, but I also feel like you're going to be working on things, as we move throughout the next 12 years. When you think about it, Jupiter is a 12-year cycle. So, this Jupiter in Pisces, which was, happened this year, obviously moved into Aries, but, technically happened this year. You have 12 years of that energy, and I feel this is going to be very good for you. You have the Magician, the Seven of Cups, and the Page of Cups. The Seven of Cups, again, is your dreams. There's a major theme here in your reading of a dream needing to come down to earth. Even if we look at your next row of the unexpected, you have that baby card. Obviously, not all of you are going to be having a baby. And, what I would say here is that you have the Tower, which definitely says, be careful. I would be careful if I were you, Pisces, if you're not want to have any babies here with this energy, for sure. But on top of that, what I would say is that the Tower is about bringing something down to earth. So I feel a lot of you, it's like you're taking some dreams and you're making them happen. Seven of Cups is all the what ifs. I feel like you get this a lot with me. I actually don't remember if I'm being honest, but I'm pretty sure that you get this card all the time. The Seven of Cups. And I'm always saying to you that I feel that some of you, it's like, I think it's a question that's in your head. And sorry, these rows are going to drive me nuts if I don't fix these. But, what I would say is I feel like it's a question, like more than anything else, this Seven of Cups energy for you. The question is, it's multiple questions. Like, there are good things that could happen if you manifest a dream in your life. There are bad things that could happen, but that's true for everything. And that's what I feel like you need to realize. Like, if you're thinking about starting a business, you have the Ace of Pentacles here, and, a lot of this I feel has to do with the energy you put into things, but also material goods. We'll get to that in a minute. And I feel this is saying that, in work and business, good things, bad things can always happen. But it's like if you don't actually put anything into action, nothing is going to happen. And I kind of feel like that's where you're at. You have the Magician here. The Magician, funny enough, he's pointing down, like he's pointing this direction towards the Five of Swords and the Strength card. In this same row as a Strength card, you have this Endurance card. And these are two very similar energies. That Endurance card comes from that Oracle of the Radiant Sun. And that Endurance card is Sun in Scorpio. And this, we're looking at this from the positive side of things, because again, this is in the area of the good stuff. I feel like there is something that you will not quit on, whatever you're working on. And that's exactly what will be successful for you, is when you just, find the thing that you're working on that you don't quit on because, you love to do it. But I feel like where I was going with that is that Magician is pointing to this Five of Swords. And I feel like the Magician is kind of saying, at what cost are you willing to accomplish something? Or the other question that I get here is, are there better ways of doing things? You have this Isolation card right here, which is Saturn in Virgo. And I kind of get this feeling of, it's like, is there an easier way to do things, but is there a more balanced way to do the work that you're doing? And really, I feel that's what this whole entire reading is asking you. You have the Page of Cups here. Again, could be a dream. He has that fish that's in that cup right there, and I always say that fish could be something he is imagining. It might not even be real. And he just needs to grab onto that fish, and he needs to bring it down to earth. and make it happen. For some of you, it could be love, although I don't really see this as a love reading yet. I kind of have a feeling that might change. You're showing up as the Queen of Wands at the end. It doesn't matter what gender you are. The Queen of Wands is all about being attractive. With the Magician, put foot and mouth disease. That's what I have, Pisces. You have the Two of Cups right here. So for some of you, you could be thinking about love here. But I kind of feel more questions like about what type of love do you want, or what role does love play in your life as far as a relationship is concerned. Some of you could be going through a separation or divorce. Five of Swords, Justice. And you have that Two of Cups, right? With the Seven of Cups, you have the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles, too much safety. It's funny. So I'll just tell you, Pisces, I did your reading already yesterday, and typical, not even retrograde yet. Something happened to your recording where I don't know if I didn't hit record. I don't know what happened, right? But I was saying something to you in your reading yesterday, because you have the King of Pentacles, that I would avoid this energy. And I remember, that's like the one thing I remember from your reading that I did for you yesterday, is that there was kind of like something about needing to avoid comfort zones, or, something along those lines. So I would take bigger risks and I would avoid comfort. With the Page of Cups, you have the Chariot, a victory coming in for you for sure. You're really taking control in this reading. And, I kind of feel like you're taking control of your destiny. You have that Endurance card, which, again, we're going to talk about in a minute. Very good card in that deck. So I feel there's a lot of good stuff coming in for you. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this Child card, and literally there's a baby in a basket. So I would be careful here, Pisces, if you're not trying to get pregnant. But what I would say is that for most of you, I feel like you're birthing some sort of idea, which is what we see here. You even have the Ace of Pentacles. And as I always say, the Ace of Pentacles to me is a card of really taking care of something. To me, it's a card of something where you are starting a project, or someone presents you with an opportunity, and the Ace of Pentacles means you really have to take care of it. You really have to put the work in. It's like the more good stuff you give something, and I know I'm speaking vaguely here, but I'm going to clear it up in just a second, Pisces, then the more it's going to grow. So if you're growing a business, it's like, are you paying attention to the things that actually cause the business to grow and doing more of that, or are you kind of wasting time here? And I get that energy here. I'm not saying you're wasting time, but sometimes we do things that just don't move the needle forward. And I get that energy here of needing to nurture something. I want to see what this next card is. Yeah, you have this Melancholy card. See, part of me wonders if you're bored and you need this shakeup of this tower. So melancholy is like being melancholy, being bored, being aimless, and kind of not being sure what direction to go in. And, that's kind of like the energy I get here in this row. I don't think it's good or bad. I think that you just need some excitement. You have the Tower, the Five of Swords, and the Devil. This could be some sort of shakeup or some sort of separation. So some of you could be separating away from the Devil. So again, if you've gone through a breakup, or if you're going through a divorce or a separation, whatever you want to call it, obviously you could be separating away from something that was toxic to your life, and you could be moving. Clearly you're moving towards something much better. If we go this way, we go to the Ace of Pentacles. I'm wondering, if this is a relationship, it's almost like justice is being called on the situation to kind of like balance out the karma with the Justice card. You have the Five of Swords here, so some sort of separation. I kind of feel like this is too much work, though. Again, I read intuitively, and that's the message I'm getting on this Five of Swords. It's almost like I get this energy of feeling like I have to do kind of like anything I can to win. And I'm not saying, I think there are times in life where that is very beneficial and useful. This feels like business or work to me. And I kind of feel this is saying, well, it's like, okay, great, but are you burning yourself out? Are you getting too tired? Are you getting sick because you're doing these things, right? And here you go, Devil. So I kind of feel this whole entire reading is saying, make sure that you balance out your energies, like in work and business especially. Make sure you're not getting like sick. Let's see where this is going. With that Tower, I definitely want to clarify that. You have the Sun. So I don't know. I feel like this is a positive Tower moment that has happened to you, of course. So some of you could have had some sort of shock or surprise with the Sun card. The Sun can represent children. So, I would definitely say, again, if you don't want to get pregnant, I would be careful with that energy. The Tower, those people are coming back down to earth. And like I said, there's so much symbolism here in your reading about taking an idea and manifesting it here on earth and kind of evolving with the process. With the Five of Swords, you have the Devil. Again, you definitely are separating away from the Devil. Some of you feel this is like an ongoing process that you're experiencing. I feel like it could be an air sign. You have, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. You have a lot of air energy here. Could be a fire sign as well. Could be any sign. general reading. You have Leo here, definitely standing out to me. So some of you could be separating away from like the devil. With the devil, you have the Three of Cups. I would be careful of going back to the devil here for sure. You don't want any pregnant surprises, getting pregnant with like the devil's child, right? It'll be like, what's that movie? Rosemary's Baby or something like that. You don't want any little demon children running around in the future, right? So I would definitely be careful of that. But, you know, YOLO, right? Pisces, you only live once. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this isolation card, and you also have this endurance card. The isolation card in this deck represents like working too much or needing to balance out your energies, needing to make sure that you're spending time with people. Again, this is the good stuff, so I feel like maybe you're understanding that, then you're starting to do that. The endurance card is, I feel that you have, like, I feel like, for some of you, I feel people can't understand how you're capable of doing whatever you're doing at this time. So if you're like working a lot, or if you're working on multiple projects, I kind of feel you're almost shaking people up in your life in a good way. It's kind of one of those things where, I don't really feel that we have like enemies, in life. I mean, maybe we do. We have people that are kind of working against us, but I feel like maybe you have some people who doubt you in your life, or, it could be anything. Maybe you have a YouTube and there are people who doubt you in general. And I kind of get this feeling of you just, your enemies, in quotation marks, looking at you and saying like, how the hell are they able to do that much work, And so I feel for a lot of you, you're kind of shaking people up in a good way here with this energy. You have the Six of Pentacles, the Justice card, and the Strength card. Again, this card and that endurance card are very similar. So I feel like you are very strong, but I also feel like the two cards are saying that you have a lot of endurance. I feel that you're pretty much unstoppable at this time with this energy, especially this week. And I really see you kind of working on things every single day. I feel it would be a good time for you to develop a daily practice here, Pisces, with the Strength card. The Strength card is, again, it's a card of having something that you do every single day. She has to like tame this lion every day. And traditionally, she's taming her inner voice, her inner critic, but it could be anything else. Maybe you are developing a journaling practice, or, maybe you're developing an exercise practice or health routine or something like that. Whatever it is that you want to do, could be anything, then that's what I'd be doing here with this energy. And it will probably pay off in some way, right? Next, you have the Justice card. I kind of just get karmic rebalancing on this card. I feel for some of you, the universe is kind of bringing balance back into your life, especially if you've been super tired for a long time. Maybe you're feeling more awake. You have the Six of Pentacles as well in this row, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But the Six of Pentacles also has a balance on it. So things are clearly coming into balance. I just said the word clearly, and it kind of triggered something here where I feel you finally see where your energy is better used. You have the Six of Pentacles, so you're investing in the right things. Maybe you've been giving to the wrong things for too long, and this is kind of popping into my head as a realization that you need to give to the things that give to you. And that's what I feel like you're starting to understand, is that you want to give to those situations that don't make you feel isolated, like that isolation card. I feel like you want to give to things that make you feel fulfilled, happy, all that other good stuff. Let's see here. With the Six of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Swords. Again, definitely some of you could have been dealing with lying, cheating, stealing. Here you have the Devil twice, Five of Swords. Looks like you're leaving that situation. Again, someone could have been giving to two here with the Six of Pentacles. And I kind of feel for some of you that it's like someone had something in their back pocket. Like, I feel like saying if you're leaving a person here, it's like I feel like there are things that you didn't know. And I'm not trying to be vague here. I mean, trust me, it drives me nuts when I hear some readers saying that stuff like, oh, you don't know this, like, buy my extended, right? But what I would say here is that I do feel there are things that you don't know about this person. Maybe it's not on purpose, but it's like, I don't know. Sometimes I think when people go through something when they're children, or, at other points in their life, they kind of develop, tactics for, survival tactics, or, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what word I'm looking for here, Pisces, but you could have been dealing with someone like that. What I would say is that, here's the other thing, is that in work or business, Seven of Swords is a good card. He is stealing those swords from this army in the background. In this row right here, you have the Five of Swords. This to me is literally saying that you don't have to go to war. It's like Five of Swords is kind of going to war, winning at all costs. Seven of Swords, instead of going to war, he's stealing the swords from the army so they can't be used against him in battle. The Six of Pentacles also says, like, are you putting your energy into things that give energy back to you? So what I would say is, in work, in business, in all areas of your life, even if you're kind of working on your relationships, it's like, are there other ways to deal with things that maybe don't involve going to war or don't involve competition or don't involve, making things difficult. There's this kind of cloud of energy, I would call it here, Pisces, where it's saying things could be a lot easier in your life. And again, this is not a criticism or anything like that. I'm a Pisces. I overcomplicate everything in my life, right? And I know that things could be probably a lot easier. This is saying, like, allow things to be easy. Allow things to work for you. Allow things to fill you with energy, right? With the Justice card, Six of Pentacles, with the Justice card, you have the Knight of Pentacles. I feel for a lot of you, you're finally moving. I do feel you're moving here. You're not waiting any longer. For some of you, there could be a Capricorn coming in for you, by the way, if you're looking for love. But I feel for some of you, this is just saying that you're finally moving forward. You're finally making progress in this area here, especially when we go like this. It could be you separating from a third party situation here. It could also be you just separating away from something that has really been, an energy vampire. I look at the devil sometimes as an energy vampire, but it doesn't have to be a person. It could just be a job. It could be a business. It could be a situation. I always like to remind people, it's like, how can you work on things and make them fill you with energy? Again, people always ask me, like, why do I change my readings every once in a while and things like that? It's like, number one, I'm experimenting, which makes it fun for me, but also changing the readings kind of keeps things fresh, fills me with more energy, so I'm not creating an energy vampire in my life. And I also take days off, right? I didn't do readings this weekend. Kind of like one of those months has an extra weekend anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Probably not. It's probably better for me to just take time off and rest, which is what I did. So I feel like this reading is saying, how can you make sure that you're not creating energy vampires in your life that are like responsibilities, right? Here you go. With the Strength card, responsibilities, 10 of Wands, exactly what I was saying. So how can you get to this house quicker? The house is where he will have his harvest. I kind of like the 10 of Wands because, that is a harvest. That is something he grew. He grew those 10 Wands. He put in the work. So, there's more than just what he's carrying. He also did the initial work of planting those Wands and getting them to grow. He's about to put his burdens down, but I feel, again, responsibilities. Are there things that you're taking on as responsibilities that are energy drainers in your life, I think it's Les Brown, I'm pretty sure, one of my favorite people of all time, right? He said you have to get the losers out of your life, but you have to get the energy drainers out of your life is what he would say. But, again, to me, there are many things that can be energy drainers. There can be jobs, businesses, things that just suck out our soul. And this reading to me is saying get rid of those things for sure. In your last row here for advice from your guides, this says you're going to master your material reality in the future. Love it. So definitely improvements in your finances. I do feel some of you are already seeing these improvements. For others, I feel maybe you're a little bit worried about money with this energy, and I just feel that this is saying there's nothing to worry about because clearly money is going to be improving for you. I would be like thinking, how can I do as much as possible to kind of get the flow going? I'm a big fan of doing that. And it's like, are there things you can do that create abundance for other people, or are there things you can do to help other people? And again, I know it sounds like cliche, but doing those things will bring abundance to you. And I feel like some of you are doing that. You have the Ace of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, and the Five of Pentacles. I feel your guides are saying that you need to get away from this right here, the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles to me is calling attention to your weaknesses. I feel like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I feel like with the Devil and the Five of Swords and the Tower, that there could be some triggering moments going on for you. I feel like this has already been happening for you just in general, right? I feel like there are things where you get really excited about a new project, Ace of Pentacles here, and then maybe something happens, like you get trolled on YouTube, or maybe someone tells you your ideas are stupid or whatever. So number one, protect your ideas. Number two, I kind of feel that you should start reframing it in your brain. Like if people tell you your ideas are stupid, just say, hey, that's confirmation I'm going in the right direction. The reason they're saying it's stupid is because they can't see themselves doing it. So I feel like some of you, again, protect your ideas, but also if you're working on things already and people are saying things to you, I would just, number one, ignore it, but also number two, realizing, I would just realize with the Five of Pentacles that they're probably calling out something, that is inside of you. You know what I mean? Something that is, maybe based off of a trauma or something from the past. And I would just kind of let it go, right? Because I feel there's a lot of success for you. You have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands, she does not have any salamanders on her cloak. And as I always say, this kind of represents the fact that she is not protected from fire. And the other court cards in the Wands, they all have salamanders on their cloak, and the salamanders do represent protection from fire. So I feel like you could be feeling criticism. She also has this black cat here, And, part of the story with her is that black cats in the time of tarot were considered very unlucky. So she has the black cat and she just doesn't care what anyone thinks, right? That's the whole point. So I feel like for some of you, that just being bold, being confident like she is, and going and just doing the things that you want to do and not caring what people think is what this is encouraging you to do. I kind of feel this whole entire reading is saying, again, not to be cliche here, but there's that old story of the which wolf do you feed inside of you, the one that's full of fear, anxiety, and doubt, or the one that's full of courage and confidence and able to overcome things. To me, it's going to be critically important for you this week that you kind of feed the beast inside of you that is, all the positive stuff, right? You have the Ace of Pentacles here. I feel like your guides, I'm just hearing the words "you're right" here on this. So whatever new beginning you're hoping to have here, I feel that there's going to be a lot of success coming in for you. I also feel like you're going to be getting a lot of confirmation, but I feel like you're kind of getting confirmation in both directions. So again, I don't want to sugarcoat it and lie to you. I want to say that I feel like you're getting confirmation in both directions, that you're right and also that you're wrong. So I feel like this is saying, which are you going to listen to and what are you going to feed energy to? Feed it into the you're right side of things. So if you're working on a business and you feel it's going to be super successful, that's where all your thoughts and energy and time should go. Not to, someone who's hating on your ideas or something like that. With the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Page of Swords. Yeah, look for the evidence that you want to see. Again, there is an element of maybe needing to brainwash yourself here. And again, I've told stories about stuff like this before, where it's like I've brainwashed, I've done it, where I've brainwashed myself and kind of maybe ignored reality. But I don't know, I've been able to accomplish some pretty amazing things, not bragging, just saying. I've been able to do that by just kind of brainwashing myself and not paying attention to the news or whatever my cousin says or like whatever, right? So what I would say here is the Page of Swords, I feel like saying, look for the evidence that you want to see. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Emperor. Like I said, fire sign. Some of you could be leaving a fire sign. For others, I feel like this is like about control, with the Emperor card. He has this, I'll just say this here, Pisces. He has this shield on his shoulder right here. So that's meant to represent a shield. And I kind of feel this energy of hiding behind something. So again, not calling you out here, but I feel like this is saying, like, what things do you hide behind? And those things could be being triggered this week, or I feel like they've already been triggered, which is weird. So some of you, I feel, have been triggered by things that maybe you hide behind. It's like, I don't really have a good example other than, it's like, years ago, I was stuck for like 3 years. I did nothing in my life. And, I had tried to start a bunch of businesses after a big business failure that I had. I had a very successful business and then it failed. And then, did nothing for 3 years. But I tried a bunch of ideas. Nothing worked. And the shield that I started to hide behind was I would come up with an idea and I just wouldn't do it because I'm like, well, all these other things didn't work out. So I'm just not going to do it. It's like I was protecting myself. I started protecting myself from failure. So I just wouldn't try in the first place. And I kind of get that energy there. I don't know. I hope that makes sense. With the Five of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is like a knight in shining armor. So there could be love here. It kind of feels in the background to me, if I'm being honest. Cancer and Capricorn stand out to me. Also, Leo stands out to me here in this reading as well. Sun, Strength card, and the Endurance card. I kind of feel that there could be love that like stands the test of time here. I also kind of feel that there could be someone who enters into your life who kind of like tames the beast, or maybe take it how it resonates. Maybe you tame someone else's who's a beast or something like that. I don't know. It's popping into my head, Pisces, so I'm gonna say it. But definitely could be love coming in for you with that Knight of Cups. But damn, Pisces, this is a pretty good reading. So we are going to pull 3 yes or no question cards now, Pisces. We're going to do 1, 2, and 3 right here. 1, 2, 3. Feel free to pause this reading if you need time to think of your questions. But 1, 2, and 3. For question number 1, I would say no. You have the Seven of Swords here. I just feel like this is just too much work is what I feel like saying. For question number 2, I would say yes, definitely like a new beginning for sure. I would definitely say you're more than prepared and more than ready to take the leap of faith. I also feel like this is also, whatever you're asking about for question number 2, I feel something that's going to last for a long time. This dog here represents companionship, and but it's popping into my head as like something that lasts for a long time. I don't know how else to say it. For question number 3, I feel like more work. Again, I keep forgetting. I really want to call this yes, no, maybe, because to me, tarot isn't set in stone anyway. But I kind of feel this is a maybe situation. I feel there are some like blocks that need to be moved around here. It's like I'm almost seeing Tetris in my head, Pisces, on question number 3, where it's like things need to be kind of like moved into place for something to work out here. If that can happen, then yes. If it can't happen, then no. So there you go. Pisces, this is one hell of a reading. I like this. I kind of feel like you're a little bit unstoppable at this time. And again, I feel the more that you feed that part of yourself that is unstoppable, that believes in yourself and like, all that other good stuff, just the more successful of a week it's going to be for you. Major focus on your finances here. I don't think I said that. To improve your finances, I would, again, take your idea that you have, air, your first card here, and I would bring it down to earth. I would make it happen. You're thinking about something, or some of you have already started working on something that is that Ace of Pentacles. It's like, I keep feeling for you that you're going through this evolution process. So, like, whatever you're starting, in the future, it might be something completely different than what you're starting as, if that makes sense. Like, maybe you're starting a YouTube channel. Maybe it starts out talking about makeup and ends as at something else, but that's perfectly fine. But I really like where this is going. So thank you for being here, Pisces. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.